And so what I was wondering is, are there specific ideas or tips that any of you can give to how, and I'm very specific here, how to get the people in the group to be confident enough to say honestly what they're thinking on first reading a poem or a line? I find that so far my challenge has been that each person in the group, they put themselves down. I don't know poetry. I'm embarrassed. People will mock me, etc. I'd love to know some tricks of the trade. How do you put someone at ease, and not only that, empower them to believe that what they say is important?
That's so well asked, and I think I want to revise my structure here and just invite various people to give Eleanor and the rest of us one tip, one tool when you're getting a discussion going, how to put people at ease. So Erica, you're first. One tool that you think is good?
I think that I like to just start with the most basic question of what's your immediate reaction? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? And then push from there. I also really like to, when I do this kind of stuff, I myself don't reread the poem ahead of time, and I try to
that's interesting.
To create an ethos where we're all engaging with something for the first time.
Yes, good. Those are two suggestions. Anna Strong, one suggestion for how Eleanor and others might just get a conversation going without shyness and reticence.
I would say that one that I use a lot is, especially like in my classroom, I have 26 students, so that's a lot of kind of voices and opinions to manage. I try as much as I can if I'm sort of the one, like, quote unquote managing the discussion, which I kind of hate doing, but if I'm sort of moderating, I guess, I try to, this is going to sound really weird, but I make like really intense eye contact.
That's scary.
It is, but like I make really intense eye contact just as like I'm listening to you, I'm like engaged with you. Don't make it creepy, Al. It's not creepy.
Carlos is not creeped out by anything.
But no, it just like sort of creates this like, I'm listening to you, I'm engaged with what you're saying, and what you're saying is important to me. And I think that sort of like reinforces this, if someone's like reticent to speak, at least they know that you have like their full attention.
All right, Max, a suggestion. You've done this a lot. How do you keep it going?
I like Erica's suggestion of starting with the evaluative question of like, do you like it or not? I think that's usually a pretty good one, because it kind of it flies in the face of academic convention. You're not supposed to have value judgments of the things you study.
What aren't you supposed to do, Max?
Sorry?
What aren't you supposed to do? I missed that.
You're usually not supposed to have make value judgments on the things you study.
Okay.
You're supposed to approach it objectively.
Okay.
So asking people to make a value judgment, I think, is a good way to get them thinking a little bit differently than the way they've been thinking in order to prepare. I think also a one-sentence summary of what you read is a really good way to begin. So you say, like, how would you summarize this poem in one sentence? Which it's very difficult, and everybody will have different summaries.
That's really good. Emily, one tool, and then we'll go to Eric. Can you get the mic to Eric?
Yeah, sort of off of what Erica said. I try pretty hard in an explicit way to lower the stakes. So when we're dividing up words, I like to kind of toss out extravagantly weird, insane, kind of patently wrong glosses on certain words to suggest that we really are looking for the first thing that comes off your mind. We're really just crowdsourcing all the possible ways of understanding the poem.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
Eric, this is the last one.
So yesterday I was teaching graduate seminar which actually has a lot of faculty members in it. And one of the faculty members is a poet, a wonderful poet, but wasn't comfortable necessarily talking about romantic poetry. I just said, well, look, just come. You don't have to say anything. And being present for long enough and feeling supported, and that patience, well, by the end of the seminar, he had contributed enormously, but first he felt safe. and first he felt supported and welcome to be there, even if he wasn't going to say anything about 19th century poetry.
Thank you.